Hey everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm really on this saving money with quick and easy lunches, and today's recipe is no different. Today we'll be making spiced steak fajitas with Mexican rice. If that sounds like something you're into, hang around to see how this one turns out. As always, a full list of ingredients will be listed at the end of the video. They'll also be listed below. Let's get to work on the marinade for our steak. Today we're making our own fajita seasoning using some simple spices. Start by grabbing a bowl and mixing together olive oil, then squeeze in some fresh lime juice. It adds a nice zing. Add a splash of soy sauce, some freshly chopped garlic, and next up, we've got our spices. First ground cumin, then smoked paprika and chili powder. I've definitely mixed these two up, but into the bowl they both go, and let's hope I measured them out right. Season with a pinch of salt and some freshly cracked black pepper. Give it all a good mix and be sure to taste that it's just right. Now let's move on to the steak. Today I'm using beef Porterhouse. It's super flavorful and perfect for this recipe. First things first, I'm going to trim off any excess fat. Next, I'll lightly tap the Porterhouse to make sure it's an even thickness. This helps it cook nice and evenly. Then I'll slice it into thin stir-fry strips. If you're looking to make this meal even more budget friendly, you could easily swap the steak out for chicken. Now add the steak strips to our marinade. Make sure each piece is well coated. We want all that flavour to soak in.
I'm the mayor of Flavortown. I'm like...
Let the steak marinate for at least 30 minutes. If you've got time, letting it sit longer or even overnight will make it more flavourful. While our steak hangs out, let's get to work on our Mexican rice. Finely dice a brown onion and roughly chop some fresh garlic. In a large pot, heat up some olive oil over medium heat. Add the chopped onion and garlic. We want to saute these until they're fragrant and translucent, about 2 to 3 minutes. Next, we're going to add our white rice. Stir it around to combine it with the garlic and onion, and let it toast for a couple of minutes. Keep stirring until the rice starts to turn golden. Then mix in tomato paste, ground cumin, smoked paprika, chili powder, salt and pepper. Give it all a really good mix to make sure the rice is evenly coated with the spices. Then we can pour in our chicken stock and diced tomatoes. Bring it all to a boil, then reduce the heat to low. Cover and let it simmer for about 20 minutes, or until the rice is fully cooked and the liquid is absorbed. While that's simmering away, let's get on to the last of our prep work. For the rest of the vegetables we need for the fajita, I'll lay out my traffic light of capsicums, and hey presto, they're ready to go. I forgot the onion. Nope, that didn't work. There we go. And it's time to cook. Heat a pan over medium-high heat and add a splash of oil. And wait for the pan to heat up. We want that sizzle when the steak hits the pan. And in goes our marinated strips. Let the beef stand for just a couple of seconds to let it colour nicely. We are shooting for medium rare on these strips. We don't want to overcook them. If you are doing these yourself with the plan of reheating, undercook the strips a little so when reheated, they aren't horribly overcooked and dry. And they're looking about right, so let's get them out of the pan and onto a plate to rest for a few minutes. Next into the pan goes our sliced capsicums and onions. Season them with a pinch of salt. Saute them in the pan, letting them soak up all that delicious spicy beef marinade and those flavourful beef juices left behind. We want these to cook until they're tender and slightly charred. This will add a smoky flavour to our fajita mix. And you can see here that the rice has absorbed all that liquid. So it's time to bring this dish home. First, back into our pan goes our rested beef strips. Give everything a quick toss around the pan to make sure it's all well mixed together. Then fluff the rice with a fork and garnish with fresh coriander for some freshness. I'm not saying I burnt this, but while I was playing around trying to get the shots I needed for the sliced capsicums, a few tiny bits may have caught and gotten a little burnt. The rice doesn't taste burnt, but if you can see a few small black flecks, that would be a lack of focus on my part. And we can get this plated up. Serve a generous scoop of Mexican rice onto your plate, or into your meal prep containers. And top with our steak fajita mix. Now if you were doing this recipe for meal prep, let them cool completely before sealing them and storing them in the fridge. Garnish with some fresh coriander and a lime wedge for that extra freshness. And there you have it, Mexican rice with spicy steak fajita. Perfect for meal prep or a busy weeknight dinner. The tender steak, a touch of smoky and spicy from the marinade, pairs perfectly with the fluffy Mexican rice, while the capsicums and onions add a lovely crunch and charred flavour that brings everything together. Thanks for watching the video, everyone. If you liked it, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing to the channel. See you on the next one!